I'm looking for a good piece of water birch so I can make a spoon out of. So I'll whack me off a piece back here and I'll get started carving. You can make quite a few spoons out of this material, so I'll take it all home and I'll keep it in a bucket of water and keep it fresh. A company called Forged Steel Tools out of Ukraine sent me these tools to try out. They sent me a stock knife and a Sloyd knife. They've all got leather sheaths. Boy, they're sharp and they're beautiful. You can see the forge marks on them. And I'm going to be using them this time to make this spoon carving project. Here's another. Here's the spoon carving scoop. I tried them out already a little bit yesterday, so if they're a little bit dirty, that's because I've already been working on them. Look at that one. That's my detail knife. Just comes to the finest point. So I'm anxious to try these out on fresh green birch wood and just see how they work. I want to give a special thanks to Forged Steel Tools for sending me these knives to try out and to show them to you guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can get your own at a discount. I'm not making anything off of them, but it'll be a discount for you guys. Now the stock knife goes into this loop right here and allows you to shave wood, which is a lot better than chopping with an axe. You know, that's so unsafe to just sit there and chop with an axe, but here you can just slice, and I'll be demonstrating that. See, that's where the heartwood is, and all of this will be good wood to carve a spoon out of. If I can get a straight chop line through this. That's a fun knife to use. It's just as sharp as can be. And it just slices through here like it was nothing. You really get a lot of power out of it by putting it in that loop screw. I wish I could just sit here right where I'm at all day and carve, but the sun's going to be going down here pretty quick, and I need to get back home and stoke the fire. It gets pretty cold at night out here, so I don't want to be out here too late. But I'll take it home and I'll work out the rest of this. What I plan to do is I plan to make a coffee scoop, so I've got plenty of material to do that. Narrow it in here with a handle, and on top of the handle I want to put a great horned owl, carve it into the piece. Hopefully it'll work. Birch wood is really nice to carve, and especially when it's green wood. I'm going to start drawing my profile of the spoon on here, and then I'm going to cut off what excess I don't need. I don't really like this area here. There isn't any knots there, but it's sure got a lot of grain twist, which might give me trouble later on. But I'm going to go ahead and work through it and see what happens. This is the scoop knife that they sent to me. Works really good, and I'm using it not just to carve out the bowl, but to get rid of material. See, I want this line here to be cut, all this material to be removed, and then I've drawn a line here for the bowl of the spoon, and then an arch up like this, and I'm just kind of using this to get rid of material that I don't need. So I'll be bringing it clear down to this line. Now I'm breaking out the detailed knife they sent me, and it is a really fine pointed knife. So that'll get me in here to these curved areas here and help me do a good job of detailing. I'm just trying to suggest the face shape of the owl and where his horns come up, and just trying to sort of slowly feel my way through the shapes. This is where I've got to be really careful with this thing not to cut myself. But it does pretty good getting in here and getting details carved in. I've had questions from people asking about, does the spoon crack, because I started it in green wood. And what it is it dries up slowly while I'm working on it. And yeah, you will get a little bit of checking here and there, but especially on the thicker areas where, like, this owl is still real thick, so it's still got a lot of moisture inside. And as it's drying out, you'll get these little checks forming in the top of it. Now, I don't know if those will disappear by the time it's dried up, or if it's going to get worse. Just about as far as I can get with the knives, and now I need to get a gouge and scoop this out around the eyes and leave the circles out so that I can carve the eyeballs in there. And then I'm going to take a wood burner and burn in the texture of the feathers. I use this furniture scraper to smooth out my carve lines. You can get in there and just kind of scrape along and clean it up and make it easier to texture the feathers. Using a scalpel now to get in underneath the eyelids and make the eyeballs underneath those lids. People have been asking me on some of my other projects, how do I keep the green wood from cracking? But what I keep doing is just, like, every time I'm done working on it, I put it back in the Ziploc sack. At the beginning, when it's still really green, I'll put it in the sack with a wet rag, and it's always keeping it fresh. But as I keep shaping the spoon and working on it and stuff, you can tell it's starting to gradually dry, and then those checks will appear. Well, then every night when I'm done working on it, I put it back in that Ziploc sack. And this, as it gets drier, I don't put the wet rag in there anymore. I just put it in the sack, wrap it up real good, and then next day work on it. And it's just really interesting, but those cracks will disappear completely. There was little checks up here on the head, and there was little checks down here on the tip of the spoon, and they just disappear. And now this is pretty well dry. It feels pretty dry to the touch.
So I don't think I'm gonna get any cracking, although I can't guarantee it. You never know when something might just decide it's gonna crack. My little razor tip wood burner with a nice little fine blade on it, and I'm going to come through and texture on a real low heat all of these feather veins. Well, I had a lot of fun making this little owl spoon. It was an enjoyable project, and I enjoyed using forged steel tool knives to make it. I really like the way they feel in your hand, and they stay really sharp. Just drop it once in a while and it stays sharp. And I like the rustic look of the forged marks on it. If you're interested, I've got a link in the description where you can get your own. I think there's going to be a discount for it.